Welcome everybody. We are live at this game between Fort Collins JV versus Standley Lake JV. If you're watching right now and you can hear me, I'd appreciate a text. James just texted me and said there's no sound, but I hadn't turned it on yet. Hi James. What about now? I just turned down the mic. I can hear myself. Okay. We're good. Bye. All right, so James Sarles just called me up and told me that the sound is good. I hope the picture is good. Please let me know if you're watching this game and you notice that the picture is not good, because this Wi-Fi has been going in and out. And I'm using my fancy camera, high definition. And if the Wi-Fi goes out and it's not so good and the picture's grainy, then please let me know and I'll switch to my cell phone, which is not as good a camera, but at least it won't be grainy. So a little feedback is always appreciated. So as I was saying, this is the first time that this JV team from Standley Lake has met our team. The last time we played Standley Lake was in the club season. We played their varsity team. We lost to their varsity team 2-1. And so I don't know how this is going to go. I would imagine we could handle their junior varsity team if we only lost by a goal to their varsity team. But you never know. That's what makes hockey exciting. Now, one of the things that is throwing me for a loop right off the bat is every one of these players has chosen a new number for the CHASA season. Pretty inconsiderate of them, if you ask me. At least they could stick to the same number so they wouldn't confuse my commentary. But I can deal with it. Anyway, I'll try to tell you who's making plays and things like that as the game proceeds. But I'll definitely make some mistakes because of their new numbers. All I know is Jackson Siegel's number 18. That one's for sure. Also, I won't be running the clock because James isn't here. James, he decided to stay home and be lazy. I think he's on his couch right now watching this game. And so there's nobody to run the clock, and I don't have anybody helping me do commentary. If anybody wants to volunteer and come over here to IPAC, I'd appreciate that. So I'll let you listen in as they announce the starting lineups of the two teams.
For the Fort Collins Pioneers, starting at wing, number 13, Isaac Brownell. Also starting at wing, number 18, Jackson Siegel. Starting off in the middle and center, number 23, Tyler Winsford. Starting off at defense, number 4, Keegan O'Connell. Also starting off at D, number 9, Ty Morris. Starting between the pipes, number 29, Phoenix Alside. For your Standley Lake Gators, starting off the left wing, number 42, Sonny Pennsylvania. class for the flight of the national anthem.
All right, so there we go with the starting lineup. And Phoenix is going to be between the pipes tonight. Awesome to see Phoenix get a start here. That's really cool. I learned a lot about Phoenix that I didn't know as I drove down here to this rink with Phoenix's mom. Phoenix's dad is out of town, so Phoenix's mom needed a ride, so we drove together, and I learned a lot about Phoenix. He started out as a defenseman playing hockey in Canada and then only switched to goalie 4 years ago. So he's come a long way. All right, so here we go. We're going to start off with Jackson and Isaac and Kyler. And then on defense, Ty and Keegan. Collins wins the face-off. Puck on the far boards. Sent down into the Collins zone. Ty Morris retreats for it. Sends it into the neutral zone, taken away by Standley Lake. And then Ty gets it back again. Sends it over towards Big Isaac Brownell. And into the Standley Lake zone. So if you missed it, I was saying before the game started that we have never played this Standley Lake JV team, but we did have the pleasure of playing their varsity team a couple months ago during the club season. Our coach decided that we could use a challenge and made us a tier 1 team, so we were playing all varsity teams, even though we're really freshmen and sophomores and maybe a junior or two. And so we met Standley Lake varsity team, and we lost to them, but only 2-1. Played a really, really good game. And so this is their JV team. So we'll see how we do. So neither team really getting any scoring chances in the opening seconds of this game. Matt Chambers sends it up, not out. That puck comes down into the near corner. Ian Suaro goes back for it. Matt Chambers weaves around a player, and there's the first shot on goal for Collins. Colby Box with it. Sorry, that's Sasky. And now behind the net, sent right through the slot, but no Collins player there to make a play on that puck. Puck right in front of the Collins bench on the far boards. Collins player goes down in a heap, and the referee blows the whistle right away. I don't think that was because there's a penalty on the play. I think it was just a player that's hurt. Not sure who that is. I think it might be Colby Box holding his shoulder as he goes back to the bench. Hope Colby's okay.
May I have your attention, please? Will all skaters please stop, turn around, and start skating in the opposite direction? Thank you.
We just got a message on the PA system telling all skaters to stop and skate in the opposite direction. So obviously a message meant for the other rink where they're doing like learn to skate or something. Collins down the far boards. That's Isaac Brownell. Comes right to Kyler. He had a good opportunity from the slot. And now Jackson behind the net. Jackson sends it out to Kyler, but it jumps off his stick. There's an errant pass, and Cole Leary gets to it. Cole goes D to D. Comes up to Jackson, lost it in his skates, and just sends it back to Cole. Cole sends it up, nice pass to Kellen. Kellen dumps it in deep. Weston Nerby is on the puck. Weston still on it. Kellen is there. Big hit by Ty Morris. Clean hit. Just dumped a Standley Lake player. Wow, just sunk his shoulder right into that player and sent him down to the ice. Puck into the neutral zone. Wow, what a hit by Ty. He's been doing that recently. He's definitely got the strength to do some damage. Puck comes out to Kellen. Kellen dumps it in deep. Puck wrapped around the boards. Who's number 7 for Collins? Quint Matthews. Quint just joined the team from the Bantam A team. Quint sends it in front. I can see why we wanted him to play for us. He's just buzzing out there. Matt Chambers holds it in twice. Weaves around a player. Nice play by Matt. Matt sends it in front. And Quint can't get his stick on it. Comes out to Cole. Bench yelling Matt Chambers to go because he's got a lot of room. Sends a shot right to the goalie's stick. Nothing doing there. That player gets around Jackson, but Cole is there. Jackson with it. He loses it. Get back to Matt Chambers again. Matt around to Quint. Quint sends it back to his D-man. And here comes Matt Chambers weaving around players. Something has gotten into Matt Chambers tonight because he is dancing. There's a big hit by Brownie. Brownie out there with Kyler and Jackson. Brownie with it still. Over to Jackson. Shot off the boards. And Standley Lake clears the zone. That pass up to Isaac was at his knees and he couldn't bat it out of midair. You like to see Collins players giving each other passes that they can handle. Jackson can't get that player to turn it over, and Collins is going to get a change. Standley Lake into the zone cleanly. First shot Phoenix faces. Nice save there. Phoenix. Yep, Phoenix is in goal. Phoenix getting his first start of this Shasta season. What's in there?
I would have gotten you something.
Face off. Won by Standley Lake. Collins behind their own net, coming out with it, and that pass is intercepted by Standley Lake. Pass comes right through the defensive zone of Collins, but nobody there for it. Comes back to Weston Nerby. And Kellen's got it. Puck bouncing around there, but nobody can get up. They make good pizza here. That puck sending deep behind Phoenix. Too far for Kellen. That outlet pass. Puck comes to the near board. Ty Morris is going to keep it in. Okay. All right. Sorry, eating some pizza here. Matt Chambers with it. Matt goes around. Matt is so impressive tonight. Matt Chambers just taking every opportunity possible to attack in the offensive zone. Nice pass right to Colby box. Colby fresh off of that hit, so he's apparently okay. Comes back to Matt Chambers. Matt sends it in deep for Colby. Colby checked off that puck. Collins on a change. So Jackson and his line are out there now. Tyler with it, intercepted by Stanley Lake, and they're able to come out into the Collins zone. Puck up the boards. Collins with some good chances early in this game, but we're still at a 0-0 tie. Isaac rubbed off that puck and sent into the Collins zone. Matt Chambers back for it, sends it over Ian Suarez's direction, but too far for him. Stanley Lake takes possession. Puck behind the net. So people watching out there on YouTube, let me know how it looks and sounds. Here comes Kyler. Kyler with speed. He's got Jackson. Jackson shoots it right on net, but a good save by the Stanley Lake goalie. Kyler, big shoulder into a Stanley Lake player. And here comes Stanley Lake. So Jackson with a really good opportunity. He didn't get much on that shot, though. Plus, it was right into the midsection of the goalie. Here comes Caleb Hay. I think Caleb's number 10. Cole, Leary with a shot, easily steered aside by the Stanley Lake goalie. Kept in by Weston momentarily, but Stanley Lake comes out. So Collins with some nice opportunities. Weston goes down to his knees, no call there. It could have been tripping. Here comes Caleb Hay. That's going to be offsides. Not offsides. Huh? Merrick's number 10. All right.
No, he's not.
Oh, and a good opportunity by Kellen. Kellen sends it back, but his line mates were in a change and they didn't get out there. Keegan can't hold it in, but Cole Leary's back. Nice defensive play by Cole. And a big check. Cole and that Stanley Lake player jostling after the play. Referee is letting them play. Puck comes to Sasky. Sasky's number 14. Sasky, Colby, and Merrick out there. Merrick's number 19. Comes around to Ty Morris. Having another bite of pizza, excuse me. Ian Suaro back on defense. That pass blocked down by Stanley Lake. But Jackson picks it up. Jackson shoots. Goes up into the netting. All right, so 6:59 left in the first period, no score. Brownie couldn't get to that. And here comes Stanley Lake. That was a good opportunity for Stanley Lake. Jackson rubbed off the puck. And there's another big hit by Ty Morris. Ty came to be physical tonight. And there's a whistle. I believe the net is off its moorings. Yep. So 6:29 left in the first period here. This game has been quite a little battle so far. There's Phoenix talking to the refs. And Weston's going to take this face-off and wins it to Cole. Cole wraps it around to his D partner. And Collins is out with it. Matt Chambers, and I believe that's going to be offsides on Collins. It looked like Caleb just couldn't keep his body on the other side of the blue line as Matt came in. So, boy, some really impressive play from some key Collins players so far today. Matt Chambers, number 1, just activating as a D-man. He has a lot of speed, and we're seeing some amazing things from him tonight in terms of offensive aggressiveness, just weaving around players. And then I'd also point out Ty Morris, who has already had 2 really big hits. Both of those young men came to play some serious hockey today. Weston's going to take the face off. Won by Standley Lake. Standley Lake defense retreats. They send it off the boards, but it's right to big Cole Leary. Cole sends it up. Nice pass. And there's going to be an opportunity for the goal. Kellen Riedlinger took a nice pass from Caleb Hay and had a good opportunity but couldn't put it home. Cole sends it over to Matt Chambers. See what Matt decides to do this time. Goes around 2 players and sends it in deep and gets his own dump. Nice. Boy. Be in the bonnet of Matt Chambers tonight, that's for sure. Sasky's line comes out. And Matt Chambers again is going to be the first one to it. Matt has been out there for an eternity. And he's going to go off on a change. Puck comes to Quint Matthews, sends it right to Sasky. Sasky, a shot that went off of players. And then Sasky gets it again. Merrick Bellis digging for it, but we just can't put it home. Some good opportunities for Collins here, that's for sure. Nice defense by a trio of Collins players there to get that Stanley Lake player off the puck. Another Stanley Lake player dumped in the crease. And another one goes down on a big hit from Keegan. Battle on the boards there. Try to get a nice shot of that for you here. Ty Morris goes back for it. Ty off the boards. A little too far out in front of him. And Stanley Lake takes over. Stanley Lake retreating behind their own net. Trying to get an outlet pass. That disrupted by Jackson. Comes back to Kyler to Jackson. Jackson trying to get it over to Brownie. Jackson is going to be the first one to it in the corner. Sends it back towards Brownie, but his stick is on the ice for some reason. I think it broke because he didn't even try to pick it up. And that puck whacked all the way down by Stanley Lake. That's going to be icing. They called it off. Not sure why that happened. But the referee called off that icing. Ian Suaro. Matt Chambers sidesteps a check. Boy, Matt's just doing everything tonight. Kellen, shot on goal. Comes over to guess who? Matt Chambers. And we're going to have our game's first penalty. And that's going to be on number 42 for Stanley Lake. See what the call is. 2 minutes. Interference. Thought he was going to call roughing, but it looks like he's calling interference. All right, so we get our first power play of the game. 3 minutes and 5 seconds left in the first period. No score. Collins can't win the face-off. And here comes Stanley Lake around the near side, right around Collins' defenseman. I think that's Ian Suaro. Stanley Lake. And there's a shot on goal, and they put the rebound on. Stanley Lake jumping on top of an opportunity to put a puck on goal. They do it. Phoenix made the save, but there was a rebound, and whoever was there for Stanley Lake just sent it home, and that's a shorthanded goal. So suddenly the pressure's on Collins. The penalty is not up on the scoreboard, so I do not know how much time is left in this power play. But I think only maybe 20 seconds had ticked off the power play when that goal was scored. Boy, Collins has been applying all the pressure so far in this game. on Standley Lake, and Standley Lake gets a lucky one. We'll see if Collins can recover from that, and maybe that gives Standley Lake some momentum here. So Collins can't set up their power play. They are giving the puck away to Standley Lake. Collins just needs to take their time and set this up, and they just can't get possession of the puck. Give credit to Standley Lake for some really aggressive penalty killing here. And they're getting, by far, the better offensive opportunities, even though they're shorthanded. All right, so let's see what happens here now that Collins has possession of the puck. Not sure how much time is left in this power play. Here comes Caleb Hay. Caleb around the net. Poked away by Standley Lake. Ty is going to pinch. Picked up by Sasky. Ty's got it. Ty sends it over. And Standley Lake's the first one to it. And they clear it. Here comes Sasky. Sasky leaves it for Ty Morris. And we're going to have another penalty. Sorry, that's going to be, I guess that was icing on Standley Lake. Thought they were going to call a penalty. So Standley Lake has killed the power play, and they're ahead 1-0. Pressure is on Collins now. They've had a lot of opportunities. Puck comes right to Colby Box in the slot. Colby unable to get the shot off. His stick was lifted from behind. And there's a takeaway. Merrick. Puck bouncing around. Neither team getting possession. Quint Matthews chasing. Colby knocked down that pass, and it comes to Colby. Colby backhands it towards Merrick. Merrick has got Quint right there, but he can't get it to him. Puck comes up to Matt Chambers, and Matt gives it away. So Jackson's line is coming out now. See what they can do. Oh, a fan on the pass by Cole Leary. That was very lucky that player didn't have a breakaway. Collins just seems a little bit confused after that shorthanded goal by Standley Lake, and they have not been able to recover. Really got no pressure on that power play. Referee barking at somebody. Not sure what he's saying. All right, so through one period of play, Standley Lake 1, Collins nothing. All right, so I'm being told there's no sound, so hopefully I can be heard now. So somebody else give me a text and let me know if you can hear me. So here we go, start of the second period. Standley Lake up on Collins, 1-0. So Jackson, Kyler, and Brownie starting on offense for Fort Collins, and Ian Swaro and Matt Chambers back on defense. Referee not dropping that puck for some reason. Picked up by Brownie. Brownie keeps it in, but it goes up into the equipment of a Standley Lake player, who's then upended quickly by Ian Swaro. Here comes Jackson. Jackson loses the puck, so just taps it back to Matt Chambers. Matt back to Jackson, and Jackson gives it away. Oh boy. Collins has got to get their act together, or they risk losing to a team that they could clearly, easily beat. And there's a good opportunity. That puck just went wide. A nice setup by Standley Lake, and that puck sent all the way down. This is going to be icing. So 45 seconds into the second frame, Collins has got to regroup because they spent 9/10 of the first period applying lots of pressure and getting tons of opportunities, and then they concede a shorthanded goal, and suddenly they look like a different team. That one skips past Phoenix. Battle in the near corner for it. Comes to Keegan. Wraps it around. Out comes Collins. Was about to come out, but a nice forecheck. And there we got a penalty. This is going to be the first power play for Standley Lake. See who's going to go into the box for Collins. I believe that's going to be Ty Morris. I don't know. Will you text James and ask him, James Sarles, and ask him if the sound is working? So here goes Standley Lake with their first power play of the game. They're definitely looking better than we looked on our power play so far. They're controlling the zone. And that clear attempt by Keegan goes into the Standley Lake bench, and the face-off is going to come just outside the zone rather than just inside, deep in the zone. So that was a big mistake there, because that looked like it could have been easily cleared all the way down to waste a bunch of time, but it went into the bench of the opposing team. There's a shot that goes wide, not on net. Standley Lake behind their own net. Collins not attacking the player behind the net, and another player came right into the slot and got his stick on it. Collins has got to be a little bit more aggressive on their penalty kill. They're just laying back. I'm not sure if that's what Rhett wants them to do, but they're doing it and allowing Standley Lake to take control and have some shots on goal here. It'd be nice if we could get our own shorthanded opportunity. Oh boy. There's going to be another penalty on Collins. It's going to result in a 5-on-3. So Keegan sent a player down to the ice. It looked like he checked him just after he got rid of the puck, so it looked clean. But the referee is calling it interference. So there's going to be about a minute of 5-on-3 for Standley Lake, hoping to capitalize on their 1-goal lead. We've got Matt Chambers and Kyler and Ian Swaro out there on defense. Nice play by Matt Chambers, reverses ice, sends everybody off and clears that puck. Ian's got to get back because he overcommitted. Here comes Standley Lake behind the net. They're going to control the puck. Nice seam pass there. Shot! Just wide. Standley Lake with a lot of shots that go wide. Stanley Lake, another beautiful pass, and they're trying to get it in. There's a goal. Wow, Standley Lake just creating all kinds of chaos for Phoenix and these Fort Collins defenders, and they poke that one home. So Collins is going to get one of their men in the penalty box back out. That's going to be Ty Morris. So Collins digging themselves into a hole. Now they're at a 2-goal deficit. Only 3 minutes into the second period. Wow. So the scoreboard keeper is not catching up with these penalties. So it looks like there's going to be 90 seconds left on the Standley Lake power play. So that shorthanded goal that Standley Lake scored in the waning minutes of the first period just lit a fire in their bellies, and it hasn't been the same game since. Collins has just buckled under their pressure, and they've had all the momentum for the past 6 or 8 minutes, scoring 2 goals against Fort Collins in that time period. So there's some nice forechecking by Jackson and by Brownie. Collins has just got to stay out of the penalty box for the rest of this game because they need some goals. So Collins now doing a good job of preventing Standley Lake from setting up their power play. They go cross ice, comes out to mid ice, but that's intercepted by Jackson. Jackson leaves it for Ian on the boards. Sorry, that wasn't Jackson, that was Sasky. That one cleared by Kellen. Collins being a little more aggressive now. And here comes Standley Lake into the zone. And that one nicely cleared all the way down by Ty Morris. 5 seconds left in this power play, so Collins is going to escape these 2 penalties with only 1 goal scored against. 12:38 left in the second period. 2-0 Standley Lake over Fort Collins. Standley Lake wins the face-off, trying to come out with it, but stolen away by Weston. Matt Chambers pinches in, keeps the puck in play in the offensive zone. Caleb Hay keeps it in, but out comes Standley Lake. That puck almost intercepted, comes back to Cole. Cole sends it on the boards. Too far for Caleb. They needed a change anyways. So we got 5 fresh skaters for Collins now. That could be an interference call, and it's going to be. So Quint Matthews, a nice move around a defender and sent down to the ice. That Standley Lake defender put his hip into Quint. And Collins is going to get their second power play of the game. All right, Collins needs to do a better job on this power play than they did in the first period, where they got no shots and conceded a shorthanded goal. Jackson with it, sends it on net, steered aside. And that pass goes right around. Collins needs to think about how they're passing it to one another. And oh boy, here comes Standley Lake. Keegan O'Connell. He's got it. Outlet pass to Ty Morris. Ty sends it up to Jackson. Puck goes right through Jackson. And that's icing. Oh boy. Jackson's mom thinks he should have caught that pass. I agree. So face off all the way down in the Collins zone. So Collins definitely been less than stellar on their power play opportunities in this game. just not setting things up. Errant passes. And here they come. So outlet pass comes up, dumped in. 1 minute and 11 seconds left on this man advantage for Collins. Comes up to Caleb Hay. Caleb over to Kellen. Kellen back to Caleb. Caleb sends it up to Ian Swaro. Ian goes D to D. Sent it over to Matt Chambers. Matt behind the net. Caleb Hay shoots it. Big blocker save by the Standley Lake goalie. Kellen with it, and that puck is cleared. Got off Kellen's stick and sent all the way down. 35 seconds left on this man advantage for Collins. Boy, it sure would be nice to get one goal back at least. Oh, and that pass goes under Ian Swaro's stick. And Collins just, behind their net. Merrick with it. Merrick sends it out to Matt Chambers. Matt sends it over to his D partner. A shot blockered away by the Standley Lake goalie. Kept in the zone. 5 seconds left on the man advantage. Collins has got to hurry if they're going to take advantage of this again, and they can't. Merrick loses the puck, and it comes all the way down. Power play is over. 9:44 left in the second period. Matt Chambers behind his own net. Sidesteps that pressure. Nice pass by Sasky. Comes all the way up to Quint Matthews. Puck gets too far in front of Quint, and he loses control. But it comes to Sasky. Sasky sent down to the ice. No call. Yes, there was a call. Delayed penalty. Phoenix can't quite make it to the bench. He was on his horse. Collins going to get another power play. So Sasky applying a lot of pressure in the Standley Lake zone and drew a penalty. Beautiful job by Sasky. Jackson's going to stay out there with Kyler and Brownie and Keegan and Cole. So another golden opportunity for Collins here to get back into this game. Let's see what we do. Puck is dropped, but the referee blew the whistle. Rhett is not happy about something, wants to have a chat with the men in the stripes. So Rhett has a little chat with the referee. Then the referee goes over and talks to the other team's coach. Not sure what they're talking about. So the referee's making the Standley Lake goalie leave. Not sure why. So the Standley Lake goalie is leaving the ice. Well, he's going to his bench. And he's going to be actually going to the locker room. So, wow. I have no idea what happened. You can see the referee is still talking. So a timeout is called by the Standley Lake coach. And Standley Lake does not have another goalie dressed. And I saw a couple Standley Lake players run from the bench to the locker room. So I think someone might be getting dressed for Standley Lake. If they do not get dressed in time to get between the pipes, then Standley Lake needs to play with 6 skaters. They'll probably have just a skater stand in the goal and try to play goalie without goalie gear. Seen that happen before. So the way this unfolded is the referee blew the whistle. Rhett wanted to talk to the referee. The referee skated over to Rhett, had words with Rhett. Then the referee skated over to the bench of Standley Lake, had some words with that coach, then skated over to the Standley Lake goalie and told him to leave. So your guess is as good as mine about what happened. But something happened, and the Standley Lake goalie is no longer in this game. So Rhett has a conversation with his players. This is a wild turn of events here. Standley Lake with a 2-goal lead. Somebody in the locker room for Standley Lake is probably putting on goalie gear as fast as they can. And this timeout is lasting a long time. Rhett, I think, is saying, hey, you know what? A timeout is 1 minute. And that's how long they have to get another goalie dressed and out here. But the referees are just standing there at the bench.
Jay Hayes says the goalie doesn't have a dangler.
Oh boy.
Part of required equipment.
All right, so the inside scoop from Caleb's dad, Jay Hay. He says that the goalie for Standley Lake does not have a dangler. And here he comes. And now he's got one. So a necessary piece of equipment. So now it's all coming together. So now you can see that piece of equipment hanging from the goalie's mask. I guess is a required piece of equipment. He went all the way to the locker room, got it. And we are back in play. That was the longest timeout I've ever seen in a hockey game. The refs being pretty friendly to Standley Lake, getting him to allowing the goalie to put that extra piece of equipment on. And that's wrapped around the boards. Keegan nicely keeps it in. Collins gets it over. Cole, Leary has got it. Cole goes D to Keegan. Collins has got to get some pucks on net. Jackson behind the net. Oh gosh. Boy. Collins' play is killing me. So 1:18 left in this power play for Collins. You just get the feeling that if they can't put the puck in the back of the net here, that's going to be really defeating for them, because this is their second power play of this period. Second good opportunity to try to climb back into this game. Oh, and that gets right by Caleb. Battling the corner for it. 3 Collins players battling against 1 player against the net. Comes out to Weston. Weston tries to center it, but blocked by a Standley Lake player. And that one, a clear attempt, is knocked down by Keegan. Keegan dancing around, gets sent down to his knees. That could have been a call, but no call there. Puck sent off the glass. 25 seconds left in this power play. Boy, hockey is a game of inches. If Keegan keeps his feet there. Caleb sends it on net. Puck against the right leg pad of the Standley Lake goalie. Credit to the Standley Lake goalie for hanging in there. He had to go all the way off the ice, run to the locker room, do an equipment check, and now he's called upon to make some big saves against some heavy-duty Fort Collins pressure. So here comes Colby Box, Merrick Bellis, and Saski. Ty Morris unable to keep that in, comes all the way down. There's 9 seconds left in this power play. See if Collins can get one more rush up the ice. Not a good pass across the ice by Collins, way behind the intended recipient of that puck. And there's a big hit on the boards on Colby Box. He seems to be okay. He got hit in that exact same spot in the first period, but was fortunately okay. Colby loses the puck, comes all the way down. And there's another big hit, and that's again on Colby. Hope Colby's okay. Second time that he's gone down to the ice. But he gets up. Slowly, but he gets up. So 6:57 left in this game. This is a bit surprising because Collins played the varsity team of this JV team very well. Ended up losing 2-1. And so the fact that we're losing 2-0 to this team is a bit surprising. Caleb holds that in, gets it back to Jackson. Jackson goes up to Kyler. Kyler shoots, goes off the player. Jackson lifts the stick of that player, comes around him. Jackson, big hit, puts a shoulder into that player. Jackson tries to get to it, but Standley Lake there first. Standley Lake sends it all the way down. This isn't going to be enough for icing. Ty Morris chases. Ty reverses ice. Sends it all the way up to Jackson, and he can't corral it. He touched the puck, so no icing. But if Jackson had caught that puck cleanly, he could have had a breakaway. Battle on the near boards. Standley Lake behind. Bouncing it off the boards. Weston Nerby, first one to it. Matt Chambers back to Weston. Over to Kellen. Nice sharing the puck there. That was some beautiful passing. That's the kind we want to see from our Fort Collins boys. Face off to the Standley Lake goalie's left. Weston would have won that face-off, but it hit the goalie's skates right out in front to Caleb. Bouncing puck, couldn't get his stick on it. Collins just buzzing in the zone. Caleb around a player, he's held from behind. And no call, could have been a hook-in call. Caleb comes out with it again. Caleb tries to go back to Matt Chambers, but that one deflected by the Standley Lake player. Battle on the boards right in front of us here. Good shot of that battle. Weston comes out with it again. Weston bumped off the puck. Helen checks that player. And here comes Standley Lake and some good defense by Collins. Matt Chambers goes around a player, gets it up towards Quint Matthews. Quint, back to Matt, up to Quint. Comes out, held in by Matt Chambers. Cole's gonna have a good look at that one, bounces right in front of the goalie. And Collins can't keep it in. Boy. Wow. And this is gonna have a good opportunity here for Sasky. Sasky passed it to Quint Matthews, but it went off his stick. Held in by Matt Chambers. Matt Chambers just continues to play a whale of a game. I've never seen him play like this. Seen glimpses, but he is just pouring it on. Jackson trying to dig it out, and Standley Lake comes out with it. It seems like every puck battle, Collins is losing. Not for lack of trying, they're just kind of getting unlucky in some situations. Comes up to Matt Chambers. Matt activating, goes around a player, right in front, scores! Matt Chambers, beautiful play! Oh boy! And none other than the player whose name I've been mentioning all night, Matt Chambers, gets that goal, dancing around 2-3 make that Standley Lake players to send that one home. Boy, that was a play for the yearbook and the highlight reel. Yikes. Keep playing like that, Matt Chambers, and you're going somewhere. So let's see if that lights a fire in the belly of Collins, or if Standley Lake's the one that steals the momentum. We'll see. Standley Lake controlling in the Collins zone. So we've got a lot of game left to play, and now Collins only down by 1 goal. So battling that near corner for the puck. Standley Lake right into the slot, taken away by Jackson, but it gets away from him. Jackson tries to take it away again, but can't. Standley Lake still with it, and they have a man down low. Collins has got to get back. Comes over to Brownie. Off to Jackson. Jackson's got a man. He's got Kyler, but too far for him. And here comes Standley Lake. They're going to get an opportunity. And nice defensive play by Keegan. This game suddenly is back and forth. Puck comes to Jackson. That Standley Lake player thought that Jackson was on his team. It looked like Jackson shoots it. Kick save. Puck right out in front. Collins holds it in. Nice backhand play by Matt Chambers. Matt is just Superman today. Woo! Here comes Caleb Hay. Caleb for Ian. Ian right back to Caleb. Caleb on net, came to Weston, popped high into the air. Weston trying to get it over to Keegan. And Stanley Lake comes out with a big bump by Quint Matthews. He's not afraid to throw the body around. Nice pass right to Keegan's stick. Or sorry, Kellen, that is. Kellen right out in front, pokes on the doorstep. Collins has a couple whacks at that rebound, but can't put it home. Boy, we are treated to some amazing hockey here tonight. Nobody can find the puck. I think it's in the stitching across the bottom of that net. Yes, it is, and the referee pulls it out. Wow, so some good play there by Kellen and his line. And let's see what Sasky and Colby and Merrick can do. Sasky behind the net, putting pressure off the boards. Comes back to Merrick, but Merrick can't hold it in. Yes, he can hold it in. Over to Sasky. And that one comes all the way out to Matt Chambers. Matt sends it up towards Merrick. Merrick backhands it over to Sasky. Sasky sends it over, hits the side of the net. It's back to Sasky. Sasky sends it on goal, but couldn't really get much of a shot on because he couldn't bring it to his forehand. Nice pressure by Collins. Collins keeps this up. We're going to be right back in this game very soon. We are back in this game, but we need a goal to tie it up. So our starting lineup comes back onto the ice. 1:20 left in the second period. Kyler, Jackson behind the net. Jackson sends it over to Brownie. Brownie back to Jackson. Jackson with it, sends it back to Brownie. Brownie sent it Jackson's direction, but he'd vacated that spot. All the way out to Matt Chambers. Matt dancing. Oh, and he loses the puck. But quickly corralled by Ian Suaro. And Kyler almost got around that player. Brownie sends it up to Kyler. He's got Jackson to his right. Brings it in cleanly. Jackson was offsides. That must have been barely offsides because it looked like it was a clean entry to me. But the ref's a little closer to the play than I am. So 34 seconds left in the second period. Collins down 2-1. Standley Lake wins that face-off. They send it all the way down for, not icing. Referee waves it off. Collins' parents not happy about that call. They strongly disagree, let's say. Caleb Hay goes right around a defender, but can't get there before the Standley Lake goalie came out. He was a good 20 feet out of his crease. Comes to Keegan. Keegan's just going to shoot it. Oh, that was so close to tying the game. And there's one right out in front. Collins just putting everything on net. Oh boy, Collins has come so close so many times in this game. All they really need to do is keep up the pressure. And they're bound to tie this game up. So we've got a lot of fans yelling around me. I'm not sure what they're yelling about. I think they are yelling Zam because they'd love to see the ice cleaned before this third period. So would I. I'm sure so would the players. There's a lot of snow on the ice, especially in front of the benches. See if I can get a shot of that. There's a lot of snow. When a puck hits that, it dies. And I want to get something to eat too after the game, so I'm going to take a little while. And I can't. Yeah. All right, so 17 minutes left in this game. Collins is down 2-1 to Standley Lake, a team you would think they could handle easily. They've definitely gotten, I would say, twice as many shots on goal as Standley Lake. Kellen brought down, no call. We've got a referee that I'm sure is a member of the AARP here, who looks like he can barely skate. And I think he might be missing some calls. But, hey, he's out there. That's a good thing. So Collins controlling the puck in the zone. Backhand attempt by Caleb. And then a big shot by Ty Morris, but was high and wide, gloved down anyway by the Standley Lake goalie. So here comes the face-off. So we're 30 seconds into the final frame of this game, and Collins finds themselves down by a goal. Oh boy. Here comes Colby Box. Colby dances around a player, trying to get through traffic. Can't do it. Ian Suaro thinks better of pinching in. Probably a good call. Comes all the way down into the Collins zone. Wrapped around. Taken by Merrick. Given right up by Merrick to a Standley Lake player. Standley Lake's going to have a good look at this puck. That one almost went in. If that had gone in, though, I think it would have been knocked in with a high stick because that stick was way above that player's shoulder. Ian Suaro. Goes into the corner. There's Colby Box. Absorbs the hit. Shot right by Phoenix. But that was wide, fortunately. Collins bogged down in their own zone. They can't get out. Colby Box can't get there in time. Ty Morris just whacks it all the way down and ices it because Collins was gassed and couldn't get out of their zone. Woo! That's not how we want to start off the third period when we're behind. So Jackson comes out with his line mates, Brownie and Kyler. Cole is on defense. Standley Lake wins it. Comes to Cole Leary. Cole sends it up towards Jackson. Jackson held up momentarily. Jackson's going to have an opportunity. Goes just wide. Jackson just poked that puck. Went through the crease. Comes to Keegan. Yes! Oh, beautiful pass from behind the net to Kyler. And Collins has tied up this game. We've got a 2-2 tie, baby. Woo! Oh my gosh, that was a beautiful shot by Kyler. So we've got a 2-2 game here. A goal in the second period by Matt Chambers, and now a goal by Kyler Moinister. Jackson's going to take this face-off. Not sure why. It's not really something he ever does. It's because we got a penalty. Not sure what the penalty was. What was the penalty? So Collins strapped with a 2-minute minor for chirping, or trash talking you might call it. That's why Jackson took the face off, and that comes all the way down. So Standley Lake given a golden opportunity here towards the end of this game to go ahead after Collins has had all the momentum. Good defense there by Weston, and good active stick by Keegan to keep that out of the Collins zone. And Kellen forcing Standley Lake back into their own zone and checking that player off the puck. Beautiful work there by Kellen. And here comes Standley Lake roaring back. Collins has got to be careful here. Nice defensive play by Matt Chambers. Boy, I keep saying Matt Chambers' name over and over and over again because He is just impressing. I don't know what happened to Matt before this game, but he ate his Wheaties or something. Here comes Standley Lake back into the zone. Pushed off the puck by Keegan. Comes out to the point. Matt Chambers on. And that comes all the way out of the zone. Lucky for Collins, because that defensive player who missed that pass would have had a good look at the goal. 35 seconds left in the power play for Standley Lake on a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty to Fort Collins. Not sure if it was their bench or what, but one of the referees didn't like what somebody on our team said. Ty Morris pushes that player off the puck. We've got to be careful here. Ty, another check. Ty goes down in a bundle with number 51 from Standley Lake. Caleb trying to clear it, cannot. 3 seconds left in this power play. Nice play by, I guess that's Merrick. Good defensive effort by Merrick to keep them out of the zone. The penalty is now over and we are skating at even strength. That one sent all the way down, and that's going to be an icing by Standley Lake. All right, so here's the situation. 12 minutes and 41 seconds left in this game. 2-2 tie. Face-off all the way down in the Standley Lake zone after the icing, and Weston Nerby's going to take this face-off. Weston wins it back to Jackson. Jackson shoots it! Big rebound. Weston takes that one. Gets it over towards Brownie. And now Jackson's got it. Jackson sends it right out in front and gobbled up by the Standley Lake goalie. So good pressure there by that trio of forwards. And Merrick is coming on for Weston. So we've got Merrick, Brownie, and Jackson out there. Not sure what's up with Kyler. Well, I guess he's still in the box. So Kyler, and a big blocker saved by Phoenix. So I guess the penalty was on Kyler after he scored that goal, because he's still in the box. He must have received a misconduct penalty. Here comes Jackson. Sorry, that was Merrick. Not sure who that was. That was Matt Chambers. Ha, guess who? Some Collins player went all the way down that far side. And I was thinking, well, that's nice. I thought it was Jackson at first because I saw the 8 on the back, but it was an 8 and not a 1-8. And that one covered up by Phoenix for the faceoff. 11:36 left in the third period. 2-2 tie. Lots of interesting things happening in this game. Face-off won by Collins. Puck sent way up into the air, and that hit the lights way up there. Hit about right there. So Keegan just sent that as high as he could. I think he wanted to clear it, but he didn't want to ice it, and he just went up and not far. And that backhand attempt, Phoenix covering up. The puck is still loose. Phoenix can't find it. Puck is still loose. No one knows where it is. Finally, it squirts out. The referees were not blowing the whistle. They kept on insisting the puck is free. Wow. What a crazy game this has been. Puck back up to Keegan. Keegan shoots it. Glove save by Standley Lake. So Keegan and Ty are going to stay out there, as are Kellen, Weston, and Caleb. So we've got 11 minutes to score a goal and take the lead in this game. Hopefully we do. Keegan sends it in. Collins players have to tag up. They do. Puck behind the net. Pressure by Keegan. But Standley Lake. Outlet pass. Standley Lake down the near side into the Collins zone. Big hit by Ty. Wow. Ty Morris, big hit. Standley Lake steals it, and they're going to come back. Ty, fresh off that check. Still got a little gas left in the tank, it looks like. Shot. Oh, big kick saved by Phoenix. Stanley Lake taking their chances. Every opportunity they get, they are peppering Phoenix with shots. And here comes Quint Matthews. If he hurries, he may get an odd man rush. And a nice poke check by Stanley Lake to keep Quint out of the zone. Collins on a change. Stanley Lake out with it. Jackson rubs that player off the puck. Puck in that far corner. You get the feeling like this is anyone's game. Both teams getting their opportunities in the waning minutes of this game. And out comes Brownie. Brownie with speed, held in. Jackson helps Brownie hold it in. Puck comes back to Ian Suaro. Ian bumped off the puck there. Dropped for Jackson. Jackson sends it all the way out to Ian Suaro. Ian, Matt Chambers dances around a couple players. Brownie shoots it. Oh boy. Oh my gosh, Matt Chambers. And here comes Brownie. Brownie around it. Back to Matt Chambers. Matt shoots it. Oh, and that goes right by. Almost went in. Jackson gets dumped. Not sure where Jackson was going with that one. Comes back to Matt Chambers. Puck gets caught in the snow there. No problem for Superman, Matt Chambers. Cole, D to Matt. Matt, nice pass up to Kellen. Kellen sends it down for Caleb. Caleb Hay behind the net. Comes around the boards. Thank you! Oh boy. There were 6 players on the ice for Stanley Lake, and you could hear. Finally, the referee blows the whistle for too many men on the ice. The referees had no idea. There was a good 10, 15 seconds or so. Stanley parents not happy that the referees relied on the Collins parents to tell them that there were too many men on the ice. What's going to happen in this game that hasn't happened already? I don't know. So Collins wins the faceoff, and Stanley Lake controls behind their own net, and they send it all the way up and out into the Collins zone. All right, so with 8:04 left in this game, Collins has a golden opportunity to win this game on a 2-minute power play for too many men on the ice. Collins into the zone. Here comes Matt Chambers. Matt sends it over towards Weston. Weston gives it back towards Keegan. Caleb's going to be the first one there, and then it comes back to Matt Chambers. Matt, back to Caleb. Comes to Kellen. Kellen shoots it. Big rebound, but can't get to it. And now we've got a penalty on 2 players. So it's going to be coincidental minors on Weston and number 67 for Stanley Lake. So I'm not sure, I didn't see what those 2 players were doing, but the referee wanted both of them off the ice. And we're going to stay at 5-on-4. Merrick Bellis takes the face-off, won by Stanley Lake. And that's nicely held in by Ty. Ty shot it immediately. Not sure that was advisable. Collins has got to just take their time setting up their power play and not just shoot pucks. Big dump down to the ice. Jackson leaves it for Ty. Ty over to Keegan. Keegan shoots. Never got through. And Ty cannot hold it in. Jackson's got to get on sides. He does, but Ty gives it away. Oh boy. 34 seconds left in this man advantage for Collins. Collins just given this gift of a power play towards the end of the game. We'll see what they can do with it. Here comes Keegan. Keegan shoots! Whistles over the top of the goal. And covered up by the Standley Lake goalie. 17 seconds left in the power play for Collins and 6:33 left in the third period. Still locked in a 2-2 tie. These two teams. Collins definitely getting the upper hand in the last few minutes. Jackson's going to be out there along with Merrick. Merrick sends it in. Wrapped all the way around. Sent out for Jackson. Jackson gives it away, but it comes to Ian. Shoots! It's underneath the goalie, and somehow the goalie squeezed those pillows together and kept the puck from going. It looked like Ian was looking 5-hole, and he definitely had 5-hole, but the goalie saved it.
Let's go, Collins!
So 6 seconds left in the power play. See if Merritt can win this. And it's cleared all the way down by Standley Lake, so that's going to do it for the power play for Collins. Ian Suaro behind his own net. He is just clobbered by a player, and there's going to be another power play for Collins. Phoenix is out, and Collins gives it up. And there's another thing that just bugs me. Collins could have held that puck and gotten a much longer power play on the delayed penalty, but we didn't even try. That eats me. But nonetheless, we are going to on the power play again for the next 2 minutes. So 6 minutes left in this game, and Collins is going to spend a third of it on the power play. Another opportunity for us to seal the deal in this game. Matt Chambers and Ian Suaro out there. Comes back to Ian. Ian shoots it. Rebound! Rebound covered up by Standley Lake. I love what Collins just did. Ian just put that puck right on net looking for a rebound. Do that every time as far as I'm concerned. Colby Box is going to take this face-off. Won by Standley Lake, but not cleared. Ian keeps it in. Comes off Caleb's stick and then off Matt Chambers' stick. Matt sends an outlet pass. Beautiful pass up to Caleb Hay. Caleb with a player immediately on him. Here comes Caleb. Shot! And a big rebound right out in front. Kellen's going to get there. Kellen just gives it away to the Standley Lake, and they clear all the way down. Oh, boy. 5:18 left in the game. 1:15 left in the power play for Fort Collins. So Collins doing a better job on their power plays here. There's Brownie. Brownie passes it to himself in the corner and then gives it to Jackson. Jackson scoots around a player. He's going to have a good look at the goal here. He wraps it and couldn't get it. Jackson's wrap went right through the crease, but there was nobody there for Collins. Oh, boy. Beautiful job by Jackson. Collins is going to set up here. Let's see if they can get another. Keegan has that go off his stick. Just got to see good, crisp passes here. That goes up for Merrick. Gets away from him. And another clear by Standley Lake. 29 seconds left in the power play. 4.5 minutes left in this game. And there's a bouncing pass from Keegan up to his teammate that wasn't handled. And here it comes back to Cole Leary. Cole gets ahead of steam up and comes into the zone. Cole loses the puck temporarily. Big check. Sends it back towards Jackson. Collins behind the net. It's Brownie. Merrick is going to be the first one to it. Merrick sent down. No call there. Jackson dances around a player. Jackson reversing ice. And Jackson gives it up. Boy. And that one sent all the way down. The penalty was already over and the player out of the box, but Standley Lake decided to ice it anyways. Here comes Colby. Colby, if he hurries. Colby taken away by Standley Lake. Comes back to Jackson. And And then to Colby, and that one's cleared. Jackson gets off the ice. Cole goes down. Standley Lake hitting real hard here. So 3 minutes left in this game. That puck comes out of the zone. So both teams at full strength now. Cole in the corner. Now Keegan wraps it. Shouldn't be enough for icing. It's not. Sasky, big hit at center ice. He goes down, looks okay. And that's going to be icing against Standley Lake. All right, 2 minutes and 31 seconds left in this game. 2-2 tie. Let's see what Collins can do in the waning seconds of this game. Weston Nerby takes the face-off. Face-off comes to Standley Lake. Wrapped around the boards. Ty keeps it in. Gets caught in Kellen's skates. And then sent down. We're going to have a goalie. That was offsides, not a penalty. Thought they were going to call something there. Caleb Hay with it. Caleb on the far boards, straps it for Kellen. And he can't keep it in. Boy, everything Ty Morris has got to watch, and that's going to be a penalty. Ty lowered his shoulder into a player. Sorry, that's going to be... What is that going to be? That's not a penalty on Ty. Boy, Ty is fortunate. Collins has got to stay out of the penalty box the rest of this game and score a goal. So Jackson, Merrick, and Brownie out there. Comes back. Standley Lake wins that one and sends it all the way down. Comes to Ian. Ian on the boards with two players. He needs a little help. Merrick comes in there. Ian elbows that player down. Standley Lake behind the net. Ty Morris backhands it up towards Jackson. Jackson can't get it out. Puck over Phoenix. Puck all the way down into the Standley Lake zone. Jackson there, but too late. Jackson, nice job. They keep it in. That puck goes flying. Not sure who that belonged to. And here comes Standley Lake. 1 minute left in this game. Cole bumps that player off the puck hard. Nice play by Cole. Here comes Matt Chambers doing what he's done all game. Collins has got to get back on side, and they do. Matt Chambers held up. He wanted a penalty on that. He's not going to get it. Standley Lake dancing. See if Jackson can come up with it. Jackson and Quint Matthews in the corner, and Standley Lake, like they've done all night, just avoids the pressure and comes out with it. 30 seconds left in this game. Collins in their zone, held in by the referee. That clear attempt hit the referee. Here comes Cole. Cole sends it up to Jackson, but he's gassed. Jackson tries to dump it down, but can't. Jackson wanted to get off the ice, and he finally does. 9 seconds left in the game. Sasky with it. Sasky right out in front. Matt Chambers is there, but he can't get his stick on it, and this game is going to end in a 2-2 tie. Wow. A disappointing finish for Fort Collins, but at least they didn't lose. That's what you can say about this game. So goals tonight for Kyler Moinister. Beautiful shot from him and Matt Chambers. Penalties tonight to Keegan O'Connell, Ty Morris, and Kyler Moinister. So Collins not going to be happy with the outcome of this game, because I think they all felt that they should easily handle the Standley Lake team. But give the credit to Standley Lake. They played hard and capitalized on their opportunities. Collins, on the other hand, a plethora of opportunities, way more than Stanley Lake. I don't know what the shots on goal were, but Collins must have had 3 times as many. But this is hockey. That's why it's an exciting game. You never know what's going to happen. All right, thanks everybody for watching. Over and out.